Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chapter 3 trial, the third trial that we have, with 2 murders even. How exciting. So what do you think? We have to equip different skills, right?
Yes, but we can equip all of them.
I guess so. Wait. This means it's equipped, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
10 out of 17, that's how many we can have total, I guess. So, yeah, can we put them all on? Breathing technique?
yeah.
Alright, so yeah. Let me just read over them again, just to make sure I know what they're each doing. Increases the focus gauge. Yeah, I didn't use the focus gauge last time, but maybe I'll try to use this more next time to make it easier. Guess we'll see. Cool and composed, steadies your aim a little, that's good. Effective during the non-stop debate in the Hangman's Gambit. Oh. Very interesting. This one we already had.
Yeah, we had that one.
Breathing technique. Recovers more quickly, that's good. Alright, so that's pretty straightforward. Oh, we can look over evidence before we start. The truth bullets. Well, I'm not sure if we really need to look everything over. E-handbook. Yeah, we still don't know what that's going to pertain to exactly.
What does it say when you read it?
If I read it closely. It's believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. But
this is a card key. The owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. Okay.
But yeah, there's gonna be a bud to it. You can tell.
I know.
I just don't know what it is, cause Kyoko mentioned it. We just don't quite know yet. I mean, I think I know most of this stuff, so I'm not gonna look everything over. Kind of got the major gist of it. All right, let's start things.
Let's do this.
All right, let's get this going. Class trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
In case you forgot.
Your votes will determine the results.
As always.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
I'm surprised Byakuya isn't like, yeah, we know it by now.
I
Move
know,
on
right?
with it. He gets so impatient with this stuff.
We already know who did it.
Oh,
No.
Hina! Oh, you're gonna test my patience this case, Hina.
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Alibi.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
Oh, come on,
I
please.
didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Hopefully get a chance to interrupt
Who are
soon.
you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
Kind of funny for her to be accusing someone of murder.
Blueprint
Right.
for the suit.
Yeah, come on. Who would make blueprints like that aside from Hifumi?
I
It's
know.
just completely ridiculous.
We assume were used to build it,
Hifumi.
and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
Well, not exactly.
Points to you.
We'll
as
get there
having
eventually,
created
though, I'm
the
sure.
suit And wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Don't worry, Yasuhiro. I believe you. Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Well, yeah, obviously.
Why didn't either of them point out that Hifumi said his name with his dying breath?
You think that would have been pretty big evidence, yeah.
Whatever.
Yasuhiro's message. His message? What message?
To me.
Everything we found in your room.
Oh, it's
Blueprints,
the
suit parts,
handwriting
they are all
probably.
proof enough
Oh,
that you
so like,
are the
I
culprit.
probably should have shot there. Oh,
I don't know anything about that stuff.
yeah, we could shoot down these stuff.
It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
Alright, so it's in the beginning.
Yep. Okay, let me see if I
Everything
can...
we found in your room.
That's how I slow it down. Okay, let's
The
try and remember.
blueprints, the suit parts.
Her voice.
There we go. Yeah, it's funny when you slow it down the way they talk.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
Yeah, they weren't in his handwriting.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
It looks typed.
Look how nice. Look how formal his handwriting
The
is.
handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
Look how sloppy that is. Looks like my handwriting.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Hmm.
No.
That's
the
silly, though.
differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting
It's
anyway.
true, Hero.
Well, Hero, you do have that going in your favor this time.
Are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
Not at
The
all.
whole time.
And he's not the only one.
Yes!
I think Hero's innocent as well.
Yeah,
And
we got
Kyoko?
Byakuya on our side this time. That's awesome. What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Well, he was. It just wasn't really relevant.
Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No,
The
that's silly.
suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Well, we know who it was. It's just besides the point, really.
Yeah.
There's more to it
Who
than
was
just
in
that.
the Robo-Justice suit?
Well, the suspicious individual in question, the Illuminati.
Oh my God.
Yes, it was. Oh, you're just watching like conspiracy theories recently too. That's pretty funny.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Hero would think it would be the Illuminati though, because he's kind of in that like whole conspiracy theory cult.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit.
It'd be funny if he yelled
We never
Hina.
found any kind
We
of
should
second
have.
suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
What? Byakuya.
He's just messing.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
But he was set up. He was framed.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
I guess Byakuya likes watching us try to solve it. That gives him amusement.
So what
Kyoko
you're
likes us to
saying
do it too.
is-
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Exactly.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
Not really. We've got
And
proof.
what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do
Uh,
have a reason, yes.
Well, there's several reasons, really.
Of
What do we start with?
But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Sure.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
Hey, he can do all the bossing around right now. He is in the right this time.
All things have a proper order.
Okay.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation
well, we know that.
for Taka's lifeless body.
We do know that.
We got evidence for it too.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
True.
Yep.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Yes, I can.
Making us explain everything. The things that were used to move Taka's body. They must have been, well, the blue tarp, for one.
I got
And there's a second, too. And there's still one more thing. And the dolly.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Just acts like it's so obvious. What's with the
Wait,
attitude?
does that mean it's not right?
Let's see if I can explain.
No, I think it's right. He's just like, of course it's obvious.
Oh.
Taka's body disappeared.
Or maybe
from
he's
the
annoyed that we got it right so quickly.
And then we rediscovered
So he wants
it
to think
in
of
the
himself as
repository.
clever? I don't know.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Yep.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room.
Yeah, you even have the wheel prints too in there.
So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Well, it's a good strategy, although they probably should have cleaned it up and put it back. But maybe they didn't have the time.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were
Because
moving.
they got killed.
Well, that's a good point as well.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
The dolly looks so small from this point of
It
view.
really does.
So distorted.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It does seem like Makoto's gotten smarter as the game's gone along, like
Yeah.
putting this all together.
I agree.
so did the dolly.
Now the dolly's a different size. Let's just go to the perspective.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body.
Oh, I'm pretty certain they did.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Yes, I
Yeah,
am
I'm pretty sure.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yeah.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
Well, not very strange. Someone was trying to set this up.
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No, I'm certain.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
We gotta tell her off. That's what we gotta do.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Oh!
Shut up,
What a bitch!
We have all
How dare
accepted
she?
the fact that you rarely understand what is going
What?
on around you.
We solved 2 cases ourselves. What are you talking about? Trying to distort this scenario. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind.
You obviously don't talk to many girls.
If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element's been added to the bullet time battles. Okay. It's always something new.
Tell me.
Absolutely, let's hear it. Talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. Wait, bullet time battle already? Isn't that like the last phase?
I don't think so.
I thought it was usually last.
Oh, I guess it is.
On the bottom of the screen underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Oh no. Now it'll cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are.
What?
So how do we deal with that then? How do we reload? Oh, but you can reload by pressing the X button.
Well.
Just like locking on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker.
Okay.
Alright, so it shouldn't be too tough. Just remember that the X button now has a function along with A and Y, and that's where the button is. You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, how do I activate that again? I already forgot. Oh, jeez.
If you do enough, it goes to fever time.
No, fever time happens, you have to like trigger it.
Oh.
I'll just mash every button if I have to, whatever. Well, good luck and have fun. Alright. So, occasionally I'll have to press X to reload, I guess. Yeah, this is usually at the end. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's
You
weird.
have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic.
Oh.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
Oh.
You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch.
Oh, okay.
You
Whoa.
have it wrong.
How do I do this? Hold on. I have to look at the controls. If you're able to do the tempo, blah, blah, blah. This is important to know.
It had
Fever time, RB. Press the RB button to activate fever time, which will consume the focus gauge. Alright, so I guess if I just do RB then...
Don't you wanna... Wait, never mind.
So, yeah, it's like, I can just do as much as I want now. There we go.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Are you sure this isn't nigga time?
Oh, there we go.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Yeah, when it goes to time, you want to go into, whatever it is, fever time. Because then that makes it easy, because you can smash whenever you want.
Right.
In time, you can't see.
Right.
So that's pretty much how you're supposed to do it, I think. Okay, we have it right
When I
here.
found
All the
dolly in
proof.
the repository,
Yeah.
one of the wheels had a blood stain.
Yep,
on
that's exactly what I said.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
It's pretty convincing, I think.
The killer probably
What do you say to
rolled
that?
the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Yeah, what do you say now, Celeste? That's what I have to say. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? Well, I guess he still doesn't realize who's responsible for this at this point.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Okay, continue on.
The subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
Just some stupid costume, really. That's all it actually is.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Yeah, let's go on to that.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
That's right. Because you remember, what was it about the dolly? If I look at how
They
the body was
couldn't
moved,
bend.
it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. and the dolly didn't have a handle. Like, I remember they mentioned that too. What does he mean by that? Alright, let's do this. Yeah, the suit was too rigid, and there was no handle to the thing. So this is where probably I'm saying it can't be bent.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
True.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes.
Exactly.
The culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Yes.
then loaded it onto the dolly.
Well, they did.
They did.
Keep in mind that the dolly
That's true.
doesn't have a handle.
Yeah, sometimes I like to just watch it go by once, just to see everything there is
Mm-hmm.
before
All
contributing.
you'd have to do is
Oh,
There,
wait,
there,
no.
there, there.
That's where it is, for sure.
No, that's wrong.
Well, it's true, but
But he couldn't have in the suit.
mhm.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
You know? Yeah, you look like you're gonna fall over in your ass.
Mm-hmm. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me. It makes sense.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
It is.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
It's a pretty stupid mistake to have made. Because then it's obvious to us.
Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it,
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
I think so.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
That's just completely silly.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Oh, of course not.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
That too. Like, how the hell would you do that with your hands?
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready?
Oh,
No.
but it was locked. Another dumb design on their choice, on their part. You can't take it off by yourself. They need someone to get them
Never
in.
take it off.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option.
Yeah.
If you remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
I don't know, Celeste, you probably should ask Hifumi. I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own.
Yeah, it's like something beyond like a locker or something. Just completely unnecessary, really.
We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Hina, you were there. You could have seen it for yourself.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see
Exactly.
him wearing it.
He didn't know what was going on.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, someone wanted us to.
Yeah, that's right.
He was set up. He was
So-
framed.
It's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Nope, I don't see it happening.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Mm-hmm.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Yeah, the
Oh,
picture that you
Celeste.
took conveniently just further shows that's set up.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away
Yeah, but
by
it's
Robo
framed.
Justice?
Like, you guys obviously set it up to look that way.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
Like, how the hell would a person normally had time to just like, oh, someone's being attacked by a robot. Let me take a picture of this.
Yeah,
like, that's so
exactly.
ridiculous.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased
Ugh.
Hifumi said?
Well, here we go. I mean, that is some pretty damning evidence, though. Obviously the other stuff kind of disproves it.
Yeah, that's true.
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him. Just now. That wasn't suspicious
Yeah.
either.
As long as
yeah.
those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
I thought she was mentioning his like dying words, which
Yeah. They're
Probably something you
they're
would've
for some
mentioned.
reason not talking about that, which
Mm.
is weird to
Individual
me.
inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
I have doubts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hina, were you not paying attention? We were just arguing this whole time.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Yes. I'm glad that we now have like a solid base of people who are like skeptics to all
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Besides,
Hina's like the
there's
only
no
one
hurry to decide who
falling
did
for
it.
it.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
I mean, I guess it's true he killed off like most of the other people who like jumped to conclusions way too early.
Mhm.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Indeed.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Well, there's a lot to cover.
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Okay.
What a pain in the ass!
So what do you suggest then,
I
Jill?
don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Oh.
Yeah, do you want to explain that, Kyoko?
All right then.
That'd be pretty interesting
Let's
to
take
know.
Another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning.
Yeah, we had a couple of people gather together in the
Four of
morning.
us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
And we now know that obviously Hiro was locked up the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
The others are mostly involved in these plans. And Byakuya and Toko were obviously just doing their thing as
We
usual.
waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
Okay.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Right.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
Yeah. And then what was the time that Taka supposedly died at? Wasn't there something with that in the evidence? I kind of forget
6
now.
a.m.?
It was 6 a.m. because his watch, right?
Yeah.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
So yeah, that oddly happened right after Taka died, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
I just love that they all go by Robo Justice.
It also
It's just a
soon
ridiculous
became
costume.
clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Or that's what it seemed.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
I like how Sakura's giving us the recap once again.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty helpful though when we went over the recap the first
But
time.
not long after leaving the nurse's office,
Yeah, Celeste was acting weird the entire time, the sweating and screaming and all that stuff. Just wasn't like her. What's wrong?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Yeah, sure you did.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. Yeah, that was definitely weird.
I saw him, the strange costumed man.
It's like she wanted us to hear. She was just acting, really.
He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then,
It's Hifumi.
Oh yeah! Huh?
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been.
Yeah, this is when Hifumi supposedly died the first time. Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
at that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office.
And this is gonna lead to the confusion over the death announcements.
While Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
No.
Or so it seems. Also take note of those
And
glasses.
that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Yeah, but was it for Ifumi? We don't know that for sure.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Mm-hmm.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
All right, let's cover this now.
Because
This should be
we heard
exciting.
the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Well, this was her distraction then.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
She wanted us to go back down to the nurse's office, that way Hifumi could deal with Taka's body.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
So silly. Yeah, it really would have been interesting if something happened with Toko, like if she just like woke up while it was going on. Like she might have been another victim then.
Yeah.
This can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
And that's always fun.
And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository,
Yeah, she found the bodies. How curious that
which
is.
is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
Pretty much.
See, the whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Does seem pretty complicated, but once you kind of figure out what people are doing at certain times, it becomes a bit more straightforward.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
What about to you?
Okay, well,
I think it's
If
quite
that's true,
clear,
then-
except for the end when Hifumi said Yasuhiro.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that before, but we're still a bit unclear on how the ending played out.
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
That's a good point.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Kyoko,
Now
you
then,
always know what to do.
Let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Let's do. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Alright, let's do it then. Okay. Make your arguments. It's fun piecing these together. Monokuma file number 3.
I don't even know what's in the file.
I don't remember either. I think it's just saying that they both died
So,
in
regarding
similar
Taka's
circumstances.
death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
He
Yeah.
did.
Or perhaps it was after?
Before.
Are they really
already
related?
know what order they were killed in.
Do we?
Taka came last
No, he didn't.
what makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice
Do
hammers.
it, right?
It's true
No, that
Hifumi
wouldn't-
was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Hmm.
Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See?
No, it's not.
obvious Taka
No.
came after.
You know what? Let me see. I think this might be one of those ones where you have to do like the saving of the, you know what I mean?
Oh, you
How we
think
learned that in
so?
the other case. You have to save one of the things.
Mm.
Because those don't correspond either. How do we do it? Flashback. Okay, you have to hold down Y. I think we're gonna have to do one of those.
Okay.
Okay. But which one? I guess maybe the second one?
So, regarding Taka's...
I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer
Or I wonder if
3.
it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. It's gonna be one or the other.
So it's obvious Taka came.
Okay, let's do that again.
I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
no, that's wrong.
I guess that worked.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order
Exactly.
as their numbers.
I'm glad I went back and I studied a bit of the controls this time. Or at least the mechanics of the case. Because I did look back just to make sure I would remember everything.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yep, it was all set up.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
We have the watch. Evidence that proves that Taka was killed before Hifumi. Something that releases what time he must have died at. Okay. Should be pretty easy. Oh, we have to use the Hangman's Gambit for this one. Alright, so it's gonna be like watch or something.
Wristwatch.
Wristwatch, okay. An I. Oh, there we go. S. Gives a T. Oh, we already have T, so it needs a W. Right, A. And then just C and H. Come on.
There
we go. And H. There we go,
Yay.
nice. Alright, we're doing well on this so far.
Understand?
Nice.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch.
Yep.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Remember? He even told us about his watch.
I do remember.
He bragged. Well, not exactly bragging, but he was giving us a hard time. Hey you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced through the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock. You know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around
Yep.
6 this morning.
Precisely.
And that would be his official time of death.
You got it.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
True.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That never happened.
It was all staged.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
I know, isn't that scary?
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Those silly, silly justice
That's
hammers.
exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
Devious little trick.
That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
There's only a couple of people who I could think that would be so devious.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder,
Well, that's true. It does kind of get rid of everyone's alibis, but still.
but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Well, the funny thing about that is that's not exactly true either now, is it?
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Well, let's just get to that in a second. Yeah. Huh? He just did this again. Just a short while ago.
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been.
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. We have to go back, Kate.
When we heard Hifumi,
How many times are we gonna play that scene
we were
out?
all together, except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Yeah, but there's a but to this. Just wait.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
No. Stop jumping to conclusions.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something.
What?
Then played it later on.
Who is they? The Illuminati?
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Hiro, just shut up. We'll solve this one for you.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
That may be true,
Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
but that's not necessarily true.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office,
Yeah, vanished. Not sure that's the right word for
Tina
it.
and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Because you want us to all go down.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Once again, Hiro, I think it's better if you probably don't talk.
Yeah.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies.
So then how would that make any sense, Celeste? Then according to everything we've said so far, no one could have killed him. Clearly there's something more to this.
On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Except I don't think they did.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Yeah, we've got more evidence to disprove something that's very important to this. What do you think that is?
Hifumi's glasses?
So instead
think
of
so.
who, I propose we start talking about how.
That's the biggest clue we have so far, is just showing that Hifumi is actually still alive at that time.
Right.
In particular,
Also those blood
I think
packets.
we need to figure out how Hifumi's
but that's not a
body got
bullet.
moved.
Did we never get that as a bullet?
Nope.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his
Yes,
body
we could.
disappearing.
Yes, we could.
And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. Well, I mean, the killer was Hifumi, and yes, he was able to move his body in that short amount of time because he was moving himself.
It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third?
Oh, come on, there's one
That short
person who does that
amount
all
of
the time.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible
Oh.
possible?
Yeah, you tell him.
Let's hear it, Kyoko.
How? If
Blow
the
their
dead
minds.
body were to move itself.
Bam.
More specifically, if it was just the body. Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another
Oh no.
ghost!
Yasuhiro's going crazy again. She's supposed to be like Zack
I don't think
Bagans,
it has
Ghost
anything
Adventures.
to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Yes,
Perhaps
exactly.
So.
He was
I agree.
alive?
Are you saying?
Well, of course he was alive. We even saw him alive in the other room.
Nurse's office.
Like, clearly he wasn't totally dead yet.
I know. No matter what, he was alive.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Hina, you were talking to him when he was supposedly dead. Obviously, he wasn't yet dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Perhaps so.
Yeah, he was playing dead, and then he was actually injured, and he still wasn't dead at that point either. So we know he was alive at least for a while up until the end.
That it
Aside from
isn't
everything else that we
possible.
know. The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? It is more
Quite-
than possible.
quite
It is
possible.
definitive.
Well, yeah, it's 100% sure that he was alive because
Yeah.
he didn't die.
It's just silly. It's like they never,
Oh, we have to
I wonder if
load
that seems
it.
like another Easter egg. Oh, so we have to memorize
Are
something
you
else, it looks
saying
like.
that when we
Okay.
first found Hifumi in the nurse's
What do I have to
office,
memorize this time, I wonder?
There's a chance he was actually
Get it out of the way.
still alive.
No, it is impossible.
It is
Hifumi was
100%
dead,
true.
without a doubt.
We
And you
saw
know
him
that
alive.
now. Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of
But it's
us.
for someone
Oh,
else.
yes.
Hifumi's dead body
Oh.
had been found.
That one? No, that's probably what we. I don't know.
I'm just gonna memorize it anyway.
And
Okay.
that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
How did she
Maybe the
time that so
announcement was
perfectly?
intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh.
I think it's probably gonna, oh, okay.
Is it the other way around?
I think it's probably gonna be reversed, yeah. So I have to memorize the last one and then play it out
Are
that
you
other
saying-
one.
That when we
First found Hifumi, there's a chance he...
No, Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body.
Yeah, how did
and
she manage that
is why
perfect
the
timing?
announcement Was made.
Just got lucky, I guess. Or she was leading them along, but
But still, that was like
maybe the
really
announcement was
convenient.
intended to signal
Someone else's discovery.
there we go. Alright, let's fast forward again. Yeah, it definitely was a stroke of luck. I'll admit that.
No, it is. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice. break.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Ah, that's the question.
Of course it was.
That changes
The
everything.
announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Then why wasn't there one for, what's his name? Taka.
Maybe. But that was also
Or me,
the
I
same
should say.
time that Taka's body was found.
Right, me was dead.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere.
And plus, we know he wasn't, even though they did play the announcement at the wrong time in the second case anyway, but whatever.
I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
But that is the important point in this.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Yeah, there really should have
Yeah.
been, huh?
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy
Oh.
and rolled them together into one.
But we
Oh.
got the other one later.
If there's one thing you don't want to do, it's accuse Monokuma of being lazy. He's not going to take well of that, I'm
What do you
guessing.
say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Want to chip in here?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue.
Oh, of course.
So I can't go into too much detail.
But
But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
And he did it for Hifumi.
yeah, for the first time. Exactly, that's the point.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
What do you think?
No, actually, that was plenty.
I agree. There'd be no reason to play it twice if they were dead both times.
Right.
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
And too soon.
Yeah, that too.
Huh? Later on?
But I do wonder if that's like another scene that's kind of like an Easter egg, maybe because we had some kind of item or whatever. Because it almost seems
Maybe.
like it never actually happened. Like it was kind of like an Easter egg scene. I don't know. They just want to have that Game of Thrones reference, I guess.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement. The first
then-
time. Yeah, go ahead.
But if that was the Easter egg, they never would have had Yasuhiro, and isn't that like a big
Oh yeah,
clue?
that's probably silly though. But they don't seem to acknowledge that either, that he said Yasuhiro.
Yeah, it's really weird that no one's
No one
acknowledging
said
that.
anything about that, and you'd think that'd be the first thing she mentioned. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when they were rediscovered. Yeah, it really should have played after he came back to life. I don't really know what that was about. It's so weird.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
But it's interesting, that is the first time the game has acknowledged that now. That he did like come back to life briefly.
Yes.
Maybe that really was like a magical moment. He had his Jon
Tear.
Snow moment there.
Oh God.
Ding dong, ding dong. Yeah, the body's been discovered after a certain amount of time, blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. Monokuma can do it better than I can.
But it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Kind of.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
There you go.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
And there you have it.
So when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
No, he was only playing dead.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Correct.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he's
Oh yeah, here we
still
go.
alive in the
Now we get to
nurse's
show the
office.
evidence.
The fact that he spoke.
What is it, Jill?
Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Well, in a way he was, but there's something
That
else.
is the worst logic I have ever heard.
It's the glasses and the fact that he spoke.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still
Well,
alive.
the
What are
fact
you
that he
talking about?
spoke and was clearly still alive, because dead men don't normally speak like that.
Okay then, let's take another look
Dead
at the
men
events
tell no
surrounding the
tales. Come on,
discovery of
man.
his body.
That's what they say.
Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
It's pointless for you, because you're annoyed that we're getting to the truth. There has to be proof that shows that he was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone, like the fact that he spoke. But no. Alright, make your argument. I have to do this again. Oh, the glasses, okay, so this should be
we
easy.
actually have our bullet.
We have the correct one this time, it looks like.
Well, here's one thing we do know.
And?
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Well, that was his body, it wasn't his dead body though.
While me and Celeste were in the bathroom, His body disappeared.
That's true.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
True.
Also true.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being
There was a
moved,
difference.
other than the change in how it was positioned,
No.
there was no notable difference.
No.
There we go. Oh, I didn't.
Do it.
Wait.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that counted still. Awesome. We had enough time.
Did you slow it?
Yeah, I did slow it down.
In
So that did
fact,
help out, I guess.
There was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses.
Yes.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
You know, we're lucky that Celeste didn't do anything when we discovered that, you know, glasses cleaning pack.
Yeah,
That's in
really.
the garbage. She probably should have acted, but oh well.
She could have said like, "Oh, I wear glasses sometimes." Like she could have made up anything.
I don't think we would have bought that.
Perhaps you'd like to feel the
Plus
rest
with the
of us
design
in?
that was on it.
That's true.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, Celeste.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository,
They were clean.
they were spotless.
Damn.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
That we did. The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was... Where is it? There we go. Look at that. See, that's clearly Hifumi's.
Clearly.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
It's pretty Princess Piggy, Princess Pig Girl
One
thing.
look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean.
Yep.
And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera.
Which was
right?
Hifumi's. He said it was his.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
Indeed.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Wow, you seem to remember that title pretty well.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
Who are you joking here?
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using garbage like that.
Of course, Byakuya. We know, we know.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
Don't worry, we'll spell it out for you.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
Who else would do it?
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Precisely.
That's a good point.
There we go. Thank you, Sakura.
Then it must have been him, right?
It had to have been
Right.
him.
Let's assume that Hifumi was
Get in
still
there.
alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet.
That explains it all.
And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible,
Wow.
wouldn't you say?
I agree.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
It
There's
was
the
blood.
blood packs.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for
Yep.
emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised we weren't able to say that.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere.
Yeah, I guess it was a little bit of overkill.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Right.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Could only have been Hifumi. Taka himself in a stunning twist.
It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
It was locked.
Well,
It was.
after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository.
But how did she get by them?
That is a good question. I still don't know how that worked out. Maybe they'll explain it here.
But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
That would have been Hifumi at that
And
point.
it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He
Right.
convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim
Yep.
in this case. He was one of the assailants.
He was at the same time a murderer and a murdered. Victim and the assailant. What a twist.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Killer and the
one of
killed.
them anyway.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Sure.
Oh, you have another thing?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Ah, okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note?
The note, I guess? Yeah. I kind of forgot about that part. Where do we have it?
The note Hifumi had.
Oh, there we go. Well, yeah.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Yep.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Well,
Kyoko found it.
What? In his
Kyoko always checks there first, just to be sure.
pants?
Yes, his pants.
Yes, we know, guys, it was his pants. It's very silly.
Well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go.
Yeah, except...
Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said,
Yeah, this one was intended for Taka, though.
Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
Exactly.
It's not the same?
There are multiple notes.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
The only person that could have been
And
was...
that person could only have been...
Fumi's pants. Well...
You picked the incorrect answer. It was me.
Taka.
Oh,
answer was me.
I'm sorry.
The killer used
What was I
this note
thinking?
to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Objection? What are you objecting over?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Well, yeah.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
What?
Just to be clear,
Oh,
TikTok
I
is
see.
Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
But obviously Ifumi was trying to take back the evidence.
Obs.
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary. But still, I can't let her get to me.
We have the scrap that was in Taka's hands.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's pretty easy.
Oh.
Make your argument. You have to argue with her.
None of these.
Yeah, this is odd.
Huffy had the note, right?
How do I switch?
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Not exactly.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
Oh, okay.
6 a.m., I believe.
Probably had to do the wristwatch then.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Oh, there we go.
No, that's wrong.
Made it just in time.
Why wasn't it about the scrap?
No.
Because it does correspond to the time,
Absolutely is a
technically.
connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch.
There we go.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
At 6 a.m.
Which is where Taka was killed.
See?
I see.
There we go.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
And guess who the murderer
I
was?
think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that.
I'm glad you're seeing reason.
No further objections!
Okay.
Wow.
Someone used
Psycho.
that note to trick Taka, just the same as me.
Yep.
Yep.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they found a way out.
Well, obviously, they killed people.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Well, what do you think?
Stuffed down his pants, no less.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Well, yeah, he didn't want anyone else to find it.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
We put the two pieces of paper together, we get... where is it? It's a scrap of paper, right?
Yes.
I got it!
Got
When I
it.
searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Came from the same paper.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip,
And?
leaving behind only one small scrap.
You put it all together, what does that mean?
Did I get all that right?
Yeah, you got it.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Because...
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
There we go.
Whoa,
We're getting there.
yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
You think so, Yasuhiro?
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
What?
Hiro, once again, you should probably just take a back seat to this, let the big boys handle it.
Sorry, no.
Sorry, no. You're
When we found
absolutely
him in the
wrong.
repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
No, he
Well,
wasn't.
the funny thing about that, he wasn't completely dead. He still had a little bit of life in him.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Well, kind of.
Who killed Hifumi?
So
Celeste.
weird.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
And that
He was
person can
killed
only
in the
be...
repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Uh-oh.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
Jeez.
Who are you calling a walrus?
I like walruses.
Anyway,
Walruses are cute,
when they
to
were
be
killed
fair.
bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Alright, feel free to inform us.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Yeah, something bothers me about that as well.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository,
Well, there were plenty of weapons in there.
culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi,
Well, yeah, they did had to grab a hammer, but didn't have to get up on the other hammers.
and put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours
Damn.
after all.
What a compliment for Hiro.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Ugh.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
Oh, we can explain that one
The
too.
Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
Oh, you know exactly
So
how.
which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
None.
Well, she actually probably wasn't attacked by either, for being honest.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
But it's just same as any other hammer.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out.
We did.
Somehow I have to find the truth. Alright, here we go again. Make your argument. Do we have it with us this time? Spotless hammer, yes we do. That should make things a little easier.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
A spotless hammer, of course.
Was it Justice Hammer 3?
No.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
No.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out.
What?
How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon?
Well, they didn't have to move around too much with it.
Nobody witnessed them carrying it.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
No, it was this. No, that's not the right one, huh? Alright, let's see. This is why I should stick to what I say half the time about watching it all play out.
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody? Sounds like a justice. Check out murdergear.com/hammer.
Well, one thing seems pretty. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice
No.
Hammer, and
That's about it.
Alright, so I guess that's the one. The last
Yeah.
one?
What was used to?
Yes.
Was it just maybe justice? Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody? Sounds like a justice. Check out murdergear.com.
well, the murder weapon had to be one of the.
There we go. Works for that one. Once again, we have to contradict something Yasuhiro said.
The
Poor
murder
Yasu.
weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
Yeah.
But seriously, a different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
Yeah, except for one, mysteriously.
But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
I do want to know how the hell that got clean, though.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
How'd she have time to clean it?
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
And some that we're missing.
and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Oh, they didn't. What?
I just figured they probably painted them, but whatever.
That's what I thought.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Yep.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
A dirty, filthy traitor.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
He's not very bright.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Well, then there is the idea that I said as well, like a few episodes ago. Technically, they could have done
They
a double
each
murder.
killed someone else, yeah.
And then maybe she just figured it was easier to just kill off Hifumi to tie up the loose ends. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least, that's what we thought at first. But here comes the major but. Alright, so we probably have to memorize something. Spotless hammer.
Based on the rules
There's not
that
too
have
many,
been laid out for us,
Conversation points
even
here.
if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the
When you
act
put it like
can
that.
graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people
That's what
work
we'll have to
together
shoot
on
down.
Probably.
That is how the rule was explained. to
Interesting.
But that only really applies if there's one murder.
There's probably gonna be
right?
next.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
There we go. Get rid of those stupid little things in our way. Can we really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
No.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is only the one who actually carried out the act
Get out of here.
can graduate and survive. assuming the rule holds true.
Oh, no, what the heck?
The two people work together
I guess I held the button for too long.
But that only really applies if
well, that's
there's-
annoying.
In this case, however,
No!
there were two murders.
Frick.
Reverse.
Wait, I thought you couldn't memorize something while you already had it.
No, you
whatever.
can.
Eh.
Based on the rules that even if more than one, only the one who actually
We'll get it
assuming the rule
eventually.
holds true.
Yes.
That is.
But that only really applies if there's one murder,
No.
right? In this
Okay,
case,
luckily that-
however, there were two murders.
See, now I'm getting flustered and hitting the wrong buttons.
Well, we'll do it this time.
Alright, hopefully.
Based on the rules that have been laid out,
One more
even if
time.
more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true.
There we go.
Yay.
See, I think using the button combination made me confused that time. Especially because we didn't have to use it.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
indeed.
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Yeah, simple concept.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme.
So example, participating with someone else to kill two people,
There's
so
no
you both get
point
away
in
with
being
it.
someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Exactly.
Correct.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have
Poor
an
Hifumi.
accomplice for their crime.
And he totally fell for it too.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
And then Celeste decided it was simpler to kill off Hifumi and tie up those loose ends
They
there.
made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders.
I wonder who she told him that she was gonna kill off afterwards.
Hero?
No, that wouldn't make sense once again, because Hero had to be the setup guy, the fall guy. So she probably would have told him that she was gonna kill someone else entirely. But who?
Instead,
Either way, it doesn't matter now, I
each
guess.
person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Like, I wonder if she told him that she was gonna kill someone else and she had no intention of going through with it, or if like maybe she did, or it was like Kyoko and then she just never showed up, so she couldn't do it.
Could be.
Knowing Celeste, she probably just like lied to him entirely and had no intention of doing it.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Very clever.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Well, he is an easy person to convince.
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Yes.
There you go.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Well, I can think of a few people who'd be that cold-hearted.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning.
See, he likes it.
Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
Well, that's easy.
That's problem numero uno right now.
Who could have done it? The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. It's true. Alright,
Me.
let's find our person. Some of the dead people. Why would you want to like pick one of them? It's so
I don't
silly.
know.
Like it's even an option. It seems to be. There she is.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
It's actually Sayaka.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yeah, you are actually.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
It's no joke, Celeste.
Joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Well, yeah, you were kind of commanding him around for a while before then.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Her accent.
Whoa, she slipped up.
Pardonnez-moi.
Oh, so she has like this false personality going on too.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Wow, what was that came out of her mouth? Holy crap.
Interesting.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was
Pardon my
certain
French, as I say.
behavior that was common only to the two of you.
That's true.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
They were the people that were claiming to be attacked by this whole robo-justice thing.
Yes.
Like, they've been talking about that since the very beginning. Yeah, the suspicious individual, I guess.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
No one else saw us because he was locked up the entire time.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
So clearly they were lying about all that.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh, Byakuya.
Sorry.
Damn, what a tool.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi
What the heck?
ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
He hates us figuring it out as well. Because he wants to act like, oh, he's the smartest one and only he can put it together.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Yep.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Which part?
I saw
Oh,
a
yeah.
shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, she was clearly making up shit to get us to go different directions.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you,
I saw him, the strange costumed man.
but that would be impossible.
He ran off as soon as I screamed.
And he certainly couldn't have run.
I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah, that's when Hifumi did his whole, routine. Huh? This again. How many times are we gonna see this? Alright, enough of this. We've seen the scene play out like 5 times. We have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Yeah.
See.
Oh, okay. So she must have been like monitoring the other people's progress.
Oh,
I got what
guess.
happened. Okay.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups?
Okay. I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting.
Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
So what I'm getting the impression of is that her scream wasn't just to get our attention, it was also to like notify Hifumi to do that?
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
It doesn't sound so piercing.
Ah!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
There we go, yes.
It was your way of telling him, we are on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
So that's how they
Definitely cannot
yeah,
have.
that's how they try to sync up the bodies being discovered at the same time. Okay.
Mm.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Okay.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Well, I mean, the hammer was there.
To be fair, it was.
and covered
I don't think that was exactly too much of a sign. But yeah, she was rubbing it in a bit. She's like, "Oh no, any of us can be murdered. Oh no, I'm so scared."
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you better believe it.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
I'm surprised it wasn't Celeste that suggested it, to be honest.
Maybe she made her sick.
Then that was...
Did she poison her?
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Oh, okay.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Oh, very, very ugly.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Oh, we have you on the ropes. Don't pretend you're gonna get out of this one.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Well, I thought there might have been more than one, but whatever.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
Was it when she told us which way it went when she was supposed to be knocked out?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after
never
Hifumi's
mind.
body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Yeah, that was a good point, though. I did remember taking note of that.
They must really be enjoying this.
Yeah, she was talking about herself.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys did. Died. I did it again!
That's hilarious. Oh, I got it, because she wouldn't have known two people died at that time.
Oh.
There you go.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Yeah, how would she have known at that time?
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
She slipped up.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Oh.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
Well, I'm not sure if that's the only slip-up she made the entire time.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have
You wouldn't have had all this
problem
other evidence
repeating
then.
it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? He just said it, really. Didn't we just go over that? What are they talking about?
I think they don't understand what she said was wrong.
Okay. But I mean,
We have to spell it out.
we have to spell it out again.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this.
Yes.
Enjoying the
What we were
sight
just
of
talking
us
about.
Standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
What am I supposed to be doing this time?
Just like
Those guys?
died.
But do we need to
And that is all I
say
said.
something?
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about
Oh,
Celeste's
hold on.
comment?
This?
I guess.
So I have to
Right.
point out that something was strange about what she said. Yeah, I guess it's
Right.
those guys' comment?
All I said
Yes.
was
Okay.
they must really enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die
No.
here.
Where's it?
We are going to die. Just like those.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Alright, I guess it worked. Break.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what he just said already. We're just kind of like going over the obvious again.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
Yep, she screwed up.
So how did you know, Celeste?
Well, I hope everyone understands now in the audience.
How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
Well, come on. I say those guys, including girls.
Well, either way, she shouldn't have known two people.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Ah. What say you, Celeste? Okay.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Well, do you have anything better to say?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
Well, where's your evidence then?
Then what about the picture I took?
Oh,
Oh, the stupid
please.
picture? Well, it's obviously just framed.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Because it's not a video, it's not actually being dragged away, he's just posing that way.
It even looks like it's leaning against the wall.
Yeah, probably.
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit.
Couldn't they have like the suit on something to make it look like it was filled out?
They could have had it on
I
him.
happen to know that
Yeah, or they could have already had it on him and just had him
not
standing
have a
around.
timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged
No,
away.
it's just a picture, it doesn't show him being dragged away.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Yeah,
No.
exactly. We can't tell from that, it's just a still photo.
What could you possibly mean by that?
It's not evidence of anything.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
How convenient. Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is they're dancing, they've been drinking. Hifumi's dragging the suspect away. Oh, so it's him carrying. Okay, I got it.
Oh.
It's
Well, that
not
makes
a
sense,
picture
too.
of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Yeah, I guess she took a picture. She's trying to carry him all the way over to the locker room.
Oh.
Did we get it, Celeste? That was quite a sound to make.
Certainly within the realm of possibility.
Either way, it's just as much as a
The one being
possibility as what
dragged
she
off
said.
in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Yeah, I think that's what they did. Well,
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
not impossible at all.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Neither do I.
Then shut your mouth and allow me
Oh.
to educate you.
Maybe you should shut your mouth, Celeste, and just give up. Celeste thinks she can prove there's no way Hifumi is dragging the suspect away? But is that really possible? No, it's not. I am curious to see what she's gonna say, though. Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright.
No, he isn't.
If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way
Oh,
they could
hold on.
stand up
How
straight like
do I
that.
switch?
No.
The suit can't bend over. So of course it had to be standing straight.
But it looks like it's
No.
leaning.
Even if
Kind
the
of, but
person
it's still, like,
inside the suit were
straightened
unconscious,
Right.
Overall.
they could still
Even if it's just like
stand
leaning
up
over a
like
bit.
that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Yep, which we already covered before. It's fatal flaw. I love this picture.
Me too. All right, we know. You can't.
Yeah, we already did this several times as well.
That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing.
Oh, so they made it that rigid just so they could take the photo?
The point of it all was to make us believe
Damn.
whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well, that's interesting. If we ever figured out how rigid it was, then that would have spoiled the whole case for them anyway, like it kind of just did.
Yeah.
So, kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. Celeste is about to lose it.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Oh,
Checkmate?
it's over. Uh-oh. This isn't good.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate?
Her voice again.
Yep.
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
And what's this problem?
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Oh, we're finally going to that?
Hey, Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Yeah, you know, this I really can't explain. Like, what the hell was he?
I don't know.
Why'd he say that?
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Oh,
What?
Hiro, just stop.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Wait, is his name really not Yasuhiro?
I don't know.
Because is that what like the whole thing about the notebooks is for? Because I could check his name in that?
Maybe.
That'd be a weird
What
twist.
are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
But still, he would know him as Yasuhiro at the least, so it doesn't make sense.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
He goes by last names usually.
Does he?
Yeah, he always says Mr.
How
Naegi.
did he refer to each of us?
I got it!
And Yasuhiro's his first name?
That's
Yes,
right.
it is.
Our last names.
Celeste
Called us
doesn't have a
all by
last
our
name.
Last names.
That's right! We never saw her last name. I remember him pointing that out before at like one point.
Oh.
So wait, is it really Yasuhiro's her last name?
Maybe. Celeste can't be her real name. She's Japanese.
That's true.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once.
Yeah, he said that
for
all the time.
example.
Yeah, he did.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's
But I never
name,
heard him say like
he would have said his
Kirigiri
last name, Hagakure.
No.
or Hagakure.
It's like speaking to someone personally.
I guess
He like
that's
always goes
true.
by the last name. But that, I mean, that's kind of like a silly thing to go by. Like, yeah, he always uses last names.
I'm
Oh, whatever.
sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
Clearly.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
But it
Well,
does.
Maybe.
Well, no.
That's an awfully like random thing that happened to be a
One
coincidence,
person it
but
could
sure.
apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
That's right.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Oh my god.
Well, Celeste?
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you do. It looks like you're losing it right now.
Well,
You're about to lose this case.
do I? me a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Yeah, show us your book.
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
Wow.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it.
Show me your
no.
book.
Make your argument. E-handbook. We need the e-handbook.
Yeah.
It's exactly when this comes into play.
Not the
Hifumi
spotless
was
hammer.
trying to tell us something.
Here we go.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might
It has to be
that last
Celeste.
name,
Yeah, that's convenient.
Would have to be you, Celeste.
Celeste,
You
was
haven't
it
told
you?
anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
Whoa.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I love it when Master yells at people. What? Why are we thinking that?
It's the truth.
That's a weird thing to be thinking.
You have no
Oh,
way to contradict me.
there we go. Your e-handbook will contradict you.
Yeah, freaking will.
Break. Still don't know what that master thing was about. That was kind of creepy.
Is that what what's her name was thinking?
I guess it could have been someone else's thoughts getting to ours. Maybe. I really hope that Makoto wasn't thinking that.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma
So it's
told
simple.
us all about it before.
You just show us, and either it's Ludenberg or it's Yasuhiro. As crazy as that would be. This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it'll display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now this is not your everyday notebook, it has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Everything.
That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
Mm-hmm.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse
Oh, stuff
to
it.
cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened?
It's over, Celeste.
Please, just tell us.
You might as well come out with it. Everyone else did.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because
Okay.
until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Right.
Let me settle it.
We'll settle it.
Let me go over the case again, from the
All
beginning.
right.
Oh god, this is gonna go so
and shed light on
long.
Let's
all
do
your
it.
crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
I hope there's not many things for us to fill in because it's such a long, complicated thing.
Here we go. There's so much to this case. Oh wait, why do we have this? It's from the other case.
Yeah, get out.
So
Look at that drawing of Hifumi on the bottom.
Hifumi looks so pig-like.
Oh my god.
So they were meeting to discuss their plans, I guess. And look at his room. It's so embarrassing. So which one would it be? Just him like sitting down, you think? What do you think's the first step
I
here?
have no idea.
I'm just gonna say for now it was him sitting down like this.
Okay.
They were discussing things. We could switch it up later. So Act 2. Wow, this one's kind of tough. Is that like Yasuhiro coming in?
Oh, I guess so.
Or would he be here? Because it looks like there's several things with Yasuhiro. I am not sure on this one.
Oh my gosh, what?
So they knocked him out somehow. Looks like they were using chloroform or something? I have no idea. They put something up against his face.
Yeah.
Alright, this one's kind of complicated.
It is. I don't like it.
What's he doing in this one?
I don't know. Oh, is it? It's one. One he comes in. Is it one? No, I think it's the other one. One he comes in.
Ah.
And his head is there.
So it's like this.
Yeah, at 1 o'clock he comes in.
So yeah, showing the time.
Yes.
So 1 o'clock, this is when it's all happened. Alright, this might be a little easier to go
Ow, sorry,
over.
I hit the
Careful.
thing. Now the photo. Okay. Now, is there a clock that's showing 6? Oh, it's him looking at the watch.
He's still in his Super Saiyan form, I see.
It's just me.
So I hit him on the head.
Yeah. With Justice Hammer 4. So now Justice Hammer 4 has blood on it. We passed it.
Oh, is that in the beginning?
There.
Oh, there it is. So Act 4
showing us
this is when
the
they were showing us
photo.
the camera. And obviously we know who it is at that point because that was Celeste that showed us the camera.
Yeah.
So this is when we went to
library. We see Hifumi.
the library.
All
Hifumi
hurt.
all hurt. And I guess he showed us one of the hammers at that point.
Right. It would have been 2.
The nurse's office.
Oh, look at him with the blood.
Oh, wow. Twirling it all around.
And that would have been 3.
All right.
Oh, that's what he's doing, bending over. He's getting the tarp, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, look,
That's the
he's
tarp.
tarping and pulling.
And the thingy. Okay. So he tried him out. Then he looked all scared.
No, he's looking like an obedient puppy.
Oh, is that what he's supposed to be doing?
Yes, I think that's what that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the ears. That's funny. He's all dancing up a storm, and shockingly, he gets hit.
And then
So-
there should be one of like the clean hammer, right? Is that what there is?
Is there a clean hammer one?
Yeah,
Oh,
or
there we go.
not the
That
clean
must have
hammer,
been it.
but
So it
that.
was dirty at that point.
Yeah.
Now, let me look over the
first
one
one.
just to make sure, because I'm not sure about those. Those are really weird. It's funny how like the first ones were unclear to me on this one, but then the other ones were pretty straightforward. So let's see.
Just the first one. We're not sure.
Because this is from the first trial, this is from the second
Yeah.
trial, so those don't fit in at all.
Yeah.
These are just like chips.
That's in that first picture, but I don't think that's
I don't think that has anything to do with anything though.
No.
And his backpack, that has nothing to do with anything. I think we got it.
I think
All right,
so.
let's give it a shot.
The killer is you!
Hopefully it works.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Poor
First,
hero.
They convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That
Oh
someone
my.
they met with was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
That's when they took those picture.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Wow. Still can't believe Hifumi would kill someone, but well, I guess he had his motivations.
Mm-hmm.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4
It says
was
Justice
used
Hummer.
was to create confusion
It
about
did?
the order of
Look
the
at it
crimes.
right now.
Oh, on the thing. Yeah, I see it. On the actual drawing you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny, yeah. I didn't notice that before.
Did they
And that
all
one
say
too.
Hummer?
So,
Oh no.
next they
And I never
falsified
What a mess
more
up.
assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify.
Let's see what the other hammers say in the
Robo-Justice as
drawings.
suspect.
I never noticed. Was it like that during the real game?
I don't know. I'll have to check back later.
First fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
It's funny.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
Mm-hmm.
The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these two incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds.
His old trick.
That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Hammer 3.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in
You're
the
right.
nurse's office.
They must have been all messed up.
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
Yeah, I do like how they keep out who the murderer is, but it's
Yeah.
pretty clear who it was based on like these pictures here. Like, who was the one
Yes.
person in that scene that's not being depicted right now?
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
But it wasn't.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once
Whoop.
again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Yeah, he was doing Happy Dance up until the very end. What an idiot.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
It's you, Celeste. We know it. Let's say, he really does look like a Kingdom Hearts character in that photo.
I know. With that like hoodie thing.
Yeah, like one of those nobodies or whatever.
You lose.
Complete, we did it! High five.
Lost?
Yeah, you lost, it's over.
Lost?
You're a
When
loser.
was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
Oh, it's just now.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
Well,
I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
are you finally gonna admit it?
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Ah, there we
that's a
go.
hero.
Keiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Wow, she does sound much different. There we go. Trial over. Now we're getting graded for everything. Alright, looks like we did pretty good overall.
Yay.
Good for us. 101 medals. Nice.
Dang.
Should be enough to last us for the entire game, I'm sure.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Just like that? No extra dialogue?
Or, no.
Okay.
I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a shame you're only showing your true self now after everything.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
I don't
When
see
the
any
votes are
livers.
tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Well, I mean, considering how she's pretty much admitting to it now, I don't think we're gonna be making the wrong one. Unless someone acts like a total idiot. The slot machine is kind of appropriate here, being that she's the ultimate gambler in this case. Guilty! And now we hit the jackpot. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blacken this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
Guess you don't have to do the accent anymore.
Nope. So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan? But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
Wait, what did you do then?
So then.
Then did you use... you know?
Ew, not with Hifumi, I'd hope.
I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko.
Not those feminine wiles.
You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her.
Oh, I almost forgotten that entirely. Of course that would come into play. Jeez, it's been so long though.
I know, it has been a long time.
Like we haven't even talked about her in the game in a while.
Or him.
Yeah, whatever.
For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Isn't Monokuma gonna be like, what? Oh, there you go.
Oh shit. Well, luckily we didn't say it out loud, did we? She only said
No.
it.
Yeah.
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
Oh, just told them off.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words.
Then you're the one that stole it.
Makes sense now, I guess.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
All makes sense now. Oh. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what?
What?
Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera.
Ah. See, I didn't want to give that digital camera to her in the first place. I knew this was a bad idea.
I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Damn, lying about Taka that way, that's horrible.
Oh.
He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It is hard for me to even say.
What?
He abused me.
Dude, that's fucked up.
What?
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as
Oh
he
my
asked,
god, it's so
he
fucking
would show them to
horrible.
everyone. Yeah.
To lie about
damn.
Taka that way, that's just fucking scummy as hell.
Yeah. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would have gone that far.
'Cause he didn't.
Aw, poor Taka.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
Dude, you're so fucked up, Celeste. What a piece of shit.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
Well, what?
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard!
Leon,
Bastard, 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 bastard!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with his barbaric acts?
Absolutely not! How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
I have to save her!
Actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school.
And this is how you get used, I see. It kind of makes sense now. I mean, he wouldn't normally do something like this. He's just
Yeah.
put in the situation by her.
And with that, it is complete.
Wait, she's...
Oh, and with that, it is complete.
Okay.
Oh no,
Wait,
it was.
wait, she did say that out loud to him?
Yes.
What an idiot. Why would you say that? Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing.
Wow, what an evil villain. James Bond villain.
Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me. I agree. I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Ifumi's creation? It had to have been, really.
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why did you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
Well, it is true. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation.
Well, Sus, it looks like you're pretty stupid yourself because you got caught.
Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you had actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
Poor Hifumi. What a fool. It all seems so very straightforward. Stereotypical. He's bored again.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along.
Scum.
But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
Yeah, she was full of it the entire time.
But
But all along you were saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Ugh.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream.
A dream? Okay, Martin Luther King.
And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
And what was your dream, Celeste?
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that.
To be the ultimate gambler? Was that really it?
In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream.
The heck? And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle.
Really? To live in a castle? A castle? Really? That's what the hell?
With surrounded by boys.
Surrounded by vampires, of course. Like, what the hell? Is it like a Twilight fetish?
And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler/bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need.
What? This was really your dream? Are you kidding me?
Nope. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
Alright.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal.
That's the only thing you'd look forward to all your life.
That's what life is all about.
Okay. Well, that was definitely out there.
To be fair, she is like a teenager, so, you know.
Sure.
Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality.
Oh, okay. All you need is that extra $10 million, sure.
Yeah. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it? Oh, come on, she didn't have friends.
How many times did they go over this?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor.
Yeah, it is pointless. It'll be over now for you soon enough.
I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete.
Alright, there's only one thing left to do then. Let's get this over with.
Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
Yeah, you are terrifying.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared?
She's an idiot.
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
Really. And that's why you're not scared.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like.
Oh, words come cheap.
But you know, if I could be reincarnated,
Shut up.
if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
What? You do know what happened to her? She got beheaded. It's probably what's gonna happen to you right now anyway. Like, what the hell?
Hey,
Such a random thing to say.
Yeah.
You just get executed again. Alright, you psycho. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it.
Oh.
She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Alright, y'all done? Okay then, let's get this rolling. The Black Kid steered the piece and they must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got.
What do you think her?
It's punishment time.
What do you think her punishment's gonna be?
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
I don't know.
Oh?
Could
What do you
she
mean by
be like
that?
on a roulette wheel or something?
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important.
Okay.
Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Hope not.
Okay, Desmond, brother.
So many lost references.
So many references to everything. Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Would you say this is like the first one you don't really feel bad for?
Yeah.
I don't really feel too bad for her, I have to say.
No.
Alright, so what are they gonna do? Are they gonna behead her?
Maybe she'll be drained of all her blood.
Or they're gonna burn her on a pyre.
Burn her at the stake! Burn her at the stake, she's a witch!
Alright. The burning of the Versailles witch. Wait, what if she's the dragon?
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Plot twist. We already had one reference to it. And then 3 dragons appear out of nowhere. Well, this actually is gonna be a pretty fucked up death. Being burnt alive?
Yeah, that's messed up.
That really does suck, I have to say. All these little
Shireen all
Monokumas
over
around.
again.
Jeez.
The
Yeah,
music's
beautiful
pretty.
music to serenade us through the burning. Ew. How much of this are we gonna get to watch?
I don't want to see anymore. Oh,
What the
okay.
hell?
What?
What? Someone called a fire truck to come.
Oh.
What the hell?
It's just gonna hit her.
Oh. Alright, well that's a significantly quicker death then.
Okay.
Well, alright. I guess she doesn't have to worry about being burnt alive then. Well then. That was an interesting plot twist execution. Killed by a giant fire truck instead. It's over. Like, where did that even take place? Like, we're all watching that, like, someone else in the fire truck comes down and we're like, well, that's pretty fucked up. The 3rd execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her. But I also can't deny that at one point, I
No.
considered her a friend too.
No, you didn't.
Not really sure. We never hung out with her. We never really had any positive conversation with her that I'd consider to be positive anyway. Whatever. For him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. It's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes. Yes, it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
Ooh.
you.
What did you do?
Huh?
What did you do to me?
Yeah, all of us.
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Your body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Ugh. Oh man. Oh geez. Oh man, oh geez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What's she talking about exactly?
I don't know.
Um,
You know what?
what?
I bet before she was crippled and then she made it to the school and now she can
Oh.
walk.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. So ridiculous.
She's John Locke.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Yeah, we got that hope back. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you? What do you think, Makoto?
so
Most likely, It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. Huh? What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey.
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea.
Alright, guess we're finally gonna get it back. Nice. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approach the dressing room, is Monokuma gonna be following us this time though?
Uh-oh.
Because he does have a reason to be suspicious. Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey.
I'm gonna go on alone from here.
Are you now?
Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask?
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know? Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you like. Thank you, Byakuya.
Well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall too, okay?
Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Ah, does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
What does that mean? I try to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall except me and Kyoko. Leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we?
Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker.
Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
It's safe. Thank goodness.
I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed.
As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since you have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You...
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
Oh. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried?
Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
No! I believe you.
What?
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. Oh, the power of friendship.
I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more.
Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you.
Oh!
I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see,
What is this about? What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was... Well, almost unbelievable. What's it going to be about? I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went to action.
did she like follow a Monokuma or something?
Where the hell are we? It's midnight?
Oh,
And we're out.
Crap.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back,
She She said it was way in the back of the boys'
saw
bathroom
that.
storage closet. But could Kyoko really be right about this? Oh, well, we get a chance to explore now. This is interesting. Well, that was the end of the trial anyway, so I guess maybe we'll end things off here. This is
Sounds
very, very
good.
interesting. This hasn't happened before.
Mm-mm.
We have a chance to explore the school after midnight. And apparently there's gonna be some big twist. Well, guys, I guess I'll find out in the next part. So, yeah, I mean, I would give my opinions on the trials, but, you know, this is kind of like an odd point to leave off on. So I guess I'll just end it here. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you later.
Bye.